Welcome to the Hive with me, Bonolo BSting, right here on Kaya 959 on the street and definitely on the air. Listen, man, today we're chatting to an internationally acclaimed singer, a songwriter, performer, vocal coach, and creative director, born and bred in Soweto. I'm talking to the one and only Sis Gift Ledimo. Thank you so much for coming through to Kaya 959.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I am so honored and humbled to be here.
Nice one. Sis Gift, you started singing at the age of 13 with Benjamin, Bishop Benjamin, to be correct. My apologies.
Yes.
And that was in 1987.
Yes.
How was that experience? Like, Bishop Benjamin Dube, 1987.
I am telling you, I was very young, and it was in 1987. I was 13 years old professionally. That's when I started singing with Bishop Benjamin Dube. So what I can say, he is the one who nurtured this woman that you see here, because at 13 years old, what do you do? What do you know? But he had all the time. I would go to school in the morning, and then after school I clean and I rush to Meadowlands. They were still staying in Meadowlands, the Dube family.
Yeah.
So I would always take a taxi, go to Meadowlands Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then weekends I'm always on the road performing. So I was never a child who goes to play in the streets and all that. I've always been in this industry.
You've worked as a studio session backing vocalist for the likes of the late Ntate Hugh Masekela.
Yes.
The late Ntate Tshepo Tshola.
Yes.
The late Mama Miriam Makeba.
Yes.
Can you please tell us more about that experience? Because very few people can actually say that they were in the midst of such legends.
Of great people. It has been a beautiful experience for me. Looking at the age I was very young, but me being around the great people, it was such a beautiful experience, because I got to learn a lot, and they got to take me under their wings as the daughter, because I was still very young. So it was more than them being the bosses. They played a role of being a mother and a father to us. They carried us through in this industry. They showed us the do's and don'ts and the ins and outs of the industry. So it was such a beautiful experience working with them. I can never exchange that for anything.
See, that's why your name is Usis Gift.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am. You see, when my mother and my father had me, they knew exactly what they were giving birth to.
Yeah.
Because I can actually say that I am a gift, because there's so many things that I do, and I really follow after my name, Gift. I really do.
How did you become one of the co-founders of Family Factory?
Okay, when I was working with Benjamin Dube, my sister continued to work with Babum Tunzinamba. And then they had a group called Sweetwater Manzimdoti. And then that's when I got to know Babum Tunzinamba, and then we got to start singing together as musicians, as session musicians, because Ubabum Tunzinamba, he was the one who would always call us to say, okay, Oprah Yu is recording an album, so let's go and do this. Usiswendi Mselek is recording, let's go and do this. So, all the people that you can think of in the industry, I've worked in their albums. 95% of the musicians, kwaito, secular, gospel, jazz, no, but mainly all of them. So, and then there was Family Factory. And then when his Family Factory started, also Tunzinamba felt, okay, guys, because we're always together, why not form a group, man? Let's just become a group, go record this thing. And then we became a group, that is Family Factory. We worked as a group and backing all these musicians, Sonke as a group, Family Factory. And then from there, we moved from there to say, no, man, we've been together let's just thank God and be joyous about the life that he has given us. Joyous Celebration.
Come on now.
You feel me, girl? Joyous Celebration was born.
Like a aha moment. Like, now it makes sense, because a lot of people know Joyous Celebration, but we don't know the history behind it and how it got its name.
Yes. So Mtunzi was like, no, let's go record maybe even one album. Let's just go to the studio and have a joyous show. Let us be joyous and invite people. I remember our very first show, we We had Mam Sibongile Khumalo. We featured Mam Sibongile Khumalo.
Wow.
We featured Cherryl.
Wow.
We featured, of course, Bishop Benjamin Dube was featured on our very, very first Joyous Celebration album. And then after we did that, and then we felt, and then there was a need to say, no, let's do this every year, man. Let's see how it goes, you know. And that there was Lindelani on board also. So then it started growing as you see it today. They are now on Joyous 26. I'm not sure, but yes, that's how it started.
Wow. Now, you played main roles in Umoja, the spirit of togetherness, and that was also another international play, right?
Yes.
How did that shape your career?
It shaped my career in a big way because when I left Joyous Celebration, I knew nothing about theatre. Remember, Joyous Celebration, it's not a theatre production. So when I was introduced into a theatre space, at first it was so hard for me because I knew nothing. But I told myself, but gift, also you need to learn. You know, I'm such a person who says, I don't know. I always know, you know. So when they were looking for a fat lady who will play their fat lady, then I went. So I learned a lot. I learned theatre, how to perform on stage, how to sing, act, and dance at the same time, you know, how to dance crazy and how to become strong as a performer and how to conduct yourself on stage as a performer, because theatre is different from the normal gospel choirs that we have, you know. I always mention this, but it's different from how you see Joyous Celebration, how you see Tshwane Gospel Choir, how you see Spirit of Praise, you know, because now it's theatre. So it has shaped me. Hence now I am doing theatre. My shows, I'm doing gospel, but it's theatre. Yes, I am doing shows, but they are theatre. It's gospel performances, but I do them in a theatre way.
Theatrical gospel, darling.
Come on, ma'am. Yes, theatrical gospel, ma'am.
You know, funny enough, that's actually going to lead into our last question. I wanted to find out what are you busy with and what more can we look forward to from Usi's Gift?
Right now, I'm having my own production company called Ledimo Productions.
Nice.
And Ledimo Productions, we develop talent.
Yeah.
We go to rural areas with my husband, try and search for talent. We create from zero to heroes. We make them to become what they want to become. And what we emphasize is that you don't have to come to Joburg, you know, for you to become what you want to become. There are opportunities in your area. So that's where my company comes in. We go there and look for talent and leave a skill. You know, we create dancers, we create musicians, we create actors, we create singers, and then we leave a skill in that area. You know, I've done it with the Mpumalanga municipality, the Steve Tshwete municipality. We went there, we stayed there for 2 years with my husband. We did development there. And then we left a beautiful thing there. We've done it in Carltonville also. We went to Carltonville. So there's so much development that we are doing. We also have a choir. It's called African Gospel Singers. We have a show that is called Africa Songoba. So our show, it's a Pan-African show because we use African indigenous instruments. And we collaborate. I use people from out of Joburg, out of South Africa to say. I've got people from Zimbabwe. I do songs from Ghana. I've got people from Nigeria in my show because it's a Pan-African. The reason why we're doing Pan-African is because when we travel, because we travel a lot, we get embraced by all these nations, you know, and we felt it's so unfair to take a show that speaks only about Soweto. You know, why not take a show that when you're sitting as a Ghanaian person watching the show, you feel, geez, I've been represented there. So we are very authentic in doing the African indigenous performances, shows, and everything. So that's what I'm doing. And going forward, I'm also a coach, vocal coach. I do vocal coaching. I coach a lot of musicians in the industry. Most of the time, I don't post anything I do on Facebook. So people are shocked by Usi's Gift. When Nyani, like, is this you? But that's what I do most of the times. And I'm a songwriter as well. I'm a producer. In studio, I produce other musicians, their albums. I've produced some. And I write songs for, I have a song that is sung by Joyous. I have a song that is sung by Soweto Gospel Choir. I have 2 songs. I have a song that is sung by Spirit of Praise. So I write a lot of songs as well. So yeah, I do a lot.
Usi's Gift, right here on Kaya 959, but specifically on the Hive, we believe that it's important for us to interview people that have got a lot of knowledge, because there are young people that are watching this, and it's important for them to know where they come from, to know where they're going. Thank you so much for coming through to Kaya 959. All the best. And of course, you know what? If you've got those songs that are coming up, please let her know.
Definitely, I will send them to you, sis. And thank you so much for having me. I am so honored and humbled. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It is the one and only Usi's Gift Ledimo. Let me tell you something. Her name just didn't come by chance. As she said, her parents gave her that name for a reason, because she is a gift. And of course, this is Kaya 959 on the street and on the air. My name is Bonolo BSting, and this is The Hive, honey.